8
I can't hear you.
numbers. So here we are live, Jenny. I'm putting it on record. So you are going to be digitally immortal.
Hi.
Namaste. Farjana Nasrin. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, here's
Nice
Dr.
to meet you.
Pavel,
Thank you so much.
Jenny Ambrose, and we are working on a project.
Yes.
Parenting, you can see, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are coming up until 1 year, 52 episodes, in which we
Yes.
are developing a communication model which can solve people like generation gap issues. So we are moving point to point. Today, our point is first was skill transfer, and then the Powell put question last time, goal settings and finding talents. So here we are today on the topic, how you can recognize talent in the person minimum 12 years younger than you, or 12 years younger than you in parenting mode. So a generation gap should be there in you, and not like a peer group. So 12-year difference minimum. More is better. Jenny has 3-generation experience. 12-year gap should be there. So you can bring your story or talents or how you talked about it, how you manage it. Jenny will talk today. Recognize the pattern, recognize the talent in the children. Children can be also gifted, retarded, normal, average, But whatsoever the child might have a talent. So how parents recognize the talent in children and what response? And if, like in India, we have a problem, which we are India facing. Like a German company comes, takes interview of 1,000 people and didn't find a single one. And in its engineer, what they are missing skill. Talent is there. But when the talent becomes skill, then only it becomes professional. It will help you in professional way. Otherwise, you can have talents on hundreds and they will remain with you. Sometimes they become burdened with you. Sometimes children start pessimistic about it. I have so much talent, but I have no money, no skill there. Nobody is employing me. Nobody is wanting me. So this is the issue in India. We are not going on this issue. We will deal with it differently. But here we are going universal way and I'm cloning Jenny, cloning the mind of Jenny. I'm doing mind cloning. So I'm coming with different questions about and extracting her intelligence, wisdom, how she handled. And I will give it to anything, Pavel, you want to add in the question?
No, it's clear.
Enough, no, for this. And next episode will come out at the end. What we will do next time, we don't know about it. We are moving very spontaneously, a little bit structured. So the structure is I throw a question, we choose a topic. You can also suggest a topic, anyone, and we talk about it. And if you have some individual practical experience, no theory, in your life stories.
Hi. Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me to Zoom meeting.
Absolutely. We're all in this together, right?
Yes. Nice to meet you all. So I'm from Bangladesh, and I offer you your website related You see your LinkedIn.
Pardon me?
I offer you your website related offer. I offer you.
Okay.
You see.
You're going to give me your website?
No. I work your website and your website analysis and I give you offer.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out.
Oh, thank you so much. No problem.
Absolutely.
Yes, I see your website. Your website not SEO, so I basically offer you.
Okay.
So you invite me. So I, I mean, I understand you work with me. So I join this meeting.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. We have a lot of fun.
Oh,
And, everybody can share their knowledge in the area that we're talking about. It's unified.
yes.
I think he's trying to get it back up again. So, what do you do?
I'm digital marketer and web developer and
Oh, I see.
student.
Wonderful.
Yes,
How long have you been doing that?
please tell me again.
How long have you been doing digital marketing?
Oh, okay. I work 5 years experience and I work 5 years.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and even if we're not filming, we'll go ahead and we were talking about how we guide our children. I wanted to start with the children actually observe us. So that's the biggest thing that I feel that we can do is they observe what we're doing and then they decide if they want to do that or what direction they want to go. I have 6 children, and when I was doing research on that, I found that back in the day of Napoleon Bonaparte, he would set up a organized thing on his warring where he'd go to war and he'd actually put the different scenarios that could happen in the war, and then he would actually physically claim it, visually claim it, and then that's why he won so many wars. Not that I support that, but I'm just saying that his focus is what created that. So with our children, I noticed that back in the days of kings and queens, they would design a child's whole life on the walls in his bedroom. So they'd have him young, they'd have him, doing what they want him to do. They'd have him successful, they'd have him being, the military designer, and then eventually being the king. So the child, every day when the child woke up, he would see this on the walls. And this would be going into his subconscious mind. Also, back in the caveman days, they would design like animals on the wall and killing the animal to survive. They would do that so that that would happen. So we kind of co-create what we're doing. Just
You see, India, such a nice hotel, expensive, and boom, no light. Wi-Fi off.
that's all right. I've been sharing some
And
stuff.
finally, is sometimes Zoom waits, no, that I will connect, doing this, that by
Her network problem, maybe.
I think it's funny. All right. So it's important that visually they see things because visually it goes into their subconscious mind. And for example, my son Dylan would sleep under my piano every night when I'd be playing the piano in the middle of the night. And eventually, I got him. I noticed I put my three sons in string bass. My daughters, I put in Suzuki piano. Um, just one played the violin, one played the harp because her name was Celeste. So I thought, oh, so I tried her on that. She didn't really take to it. Maybe I started her too old. But when they're young is when it's the most receptive, I have found. So my son Dylan, even though he slept under my piano, when he got older, I said, let me teach you how to play the piano. And he said, no, Mom, I'll teach myself. I said, okay. And now he's doing documentaries. He's scripting all the music. He does videography. This is so cute. Anyway, so
Yeah, please continue. I don't know if it's going on, off,
oh,
and off. I don't know what they're doing.
that's all right.
Network problem.
Yeah. So
You
then I
continue,
did
please.
okay. So then I did a TV show for about 16 years where I interviewed people of eco-friendly everything. Architects. Shri was on my TV show because he came from India over to the States. Um, Stone readers, all kinds of different diversities of eco-friendly. And in the TV show, I took my children and had them learn how to run the camera equipment to see if that would take. Well, my son Dylan, even though he self-taught himself on the piano, he started doing filming. Well, inevitably, he went to college in media and finished in journalism, and now he's doing documentaries. So that was kind of a guiding force for his future because we found his niche. My son Tanner, and this is just because you don't have the money to do something, if you have the will, you can make it happen. My son Tanner was really, what do I want to say, just very agile, double jointed all over the place. So I got him into gymnastics. Well, when he grew up and he was older, it got very expensive. So I would clean the place that he was doing gymnastics so that he could go because I couldn't afford to pay that amount of money. So if there's that old saying, if there's a will, there's a way, you can make it happen. I wanted to see if there's anything else. And I think that music is really important at a very, very young age. In fact, my son Phoenix, I played Bach and Mozart because it really affects the IQ of the child. So if you play Bach, Mozart, classical music, the frequencies in those different sounds actually affect the brain and actually increase intelligence as well as meditation. So I'll kind of leave it there and I'll let Shri, do you have anything you want to share?
I was a little bit missing coming going, so I will say, Dr. Powell, can you come to question Jenny, and then I will come. I have to get the
Do you have
thing.
any questions?
Or
Share
actually,
anything?
Yes, my question. You mentioned music. It's a sense of hearing. Did you use other senses? You also mentioned viewing, so the side, the pictures, but did you try to use smells? Did you try to use some kind of touch transferring or uh, taste? Is it any technology of transferring or finding the talent through these senses?
okay. I mean, you were asking question recognition of talent
Yes, yes.
on that point. So what Jenny will use I'm cloning
No,
her.
no,
So let me
yes,
come.
yes,
Let me come for
yes.
Jenny, and if she will confirm, then it's right. What Jenny will do with this problem? Suppose I am becoming a Jenny and answering. So if you will come to this, let me see if my guesswork, no? So she is coming from water element. First one element is water. So anything she will find to try to teach the children to be in flow. No, to be in flow, keep on flowing. That will be her teaching, not coming as a boss. No, like you must do this or you must do that. Becoming soft, gentle, and very, very powerful because of the regularity. Because water element, people like to be continuously flow, be regular on the work. So in her recognition, she might find in her perception, because her intelligence, perception is equating to. So to recognize her, she will first see what my child is doing something on routine or continuously, or what he can easily flowing without any problem. Like this, she will begin to observe in recognition. Until now, only this much I know about Jen.
Well, you were talking about texture. I think smells of the foods that you cook have an effect, and having a diversity of foods when you're cooking them has the smells that actually affect, I feel too, because I've always had diversity around my children. I have African American friends, all kinds of different diversities that came to the house. So they didn't have, I tried to create a non-judgment flow with them. And I guess that's visual. As far as touching, when they were little, I would give them different things like macaroni to play with, different textures, so that when they would play with things, they could be creative with it. Because I just believe creative, I've always heard this saying that people that are creative write books, mathematicians, artists, musicians, they go into an altered state when they're doing their work. And in that altered state, that's where it expands and connects to the divine. So I think that's probably why I went into those fields, because it was peaceful and balancing. So does that answer anything that you said, hon? What would you
Yes,
say?
yes, yes. Uh, and with the taste and food, did you in any point touch the idea of vegetarian eating meat, not eating meat? Do you touch this issue with your kids on some?
Yes, I was a vegetarian for a few years, and then I was with my last son. But then when I got pregnant with my daughter, I craved meat, even though I drank protein drinks. And so it's so funny because she's a big meat eater too. Now my son Tanner, I ate a lot of Chinese food because I just was craving it. Well, he's real big into egg rolls and Chinese food. So I just wonder, I mean, I don't really know the specifics on it, but how much that affected when I was pregnant, how it affected their diet. And now Tanner was a vegetarian from the start when he was born. I couldn't even put gravy on his mashed potatoes. He'd taste it when needed. So he was a vegetarian for the longest time. And he was very fussy about what he would eat. So I've had real diversities in the different children on how they ate. Now, my daughter, Bliss, would never eat bread. She was the meat eater. So it's interesting to observe how they're all different. How
And did
about
you
you?
find different talents, the food of choices? Like if the child is making different food choices, different texture, or with the visuals, whatever the child is, does it relates to his talent somehow? Like you have different children, they are using different way choices. So making these choices and having the talent, would you find any correlation?
You know, that's interesting, because Tanner was my one child that I took to peace conferences and things with me, and he was attuned to the White Brotherhood from Mount Shasta. I took him to I forget what they call them, those circles that have vortexes, and I tuned him to Reiki and that. And it was funny when he was in high school. He said, "Mom, you know, I want to do. I'd like to. I I have a possible job to work on cars." And I said, "Well, go ahead and do it. It's a skill you'll have the rest of your life." Then after that, he went into the wind turbines, and that didn't work out. And then he said he went back to school, and he said, "Mom, I want to help people." And I said, "Fine." So he's a respiratory therapist at Mayo Clinic. But I knew his whole life in numerology and all of that he was going to be one of those type of people, because I would check out each one of my children with numerology and things like that too.
I got a point. Very nice point. Point is, if child comes by itself to help parents in any area of work, that means his talent must be around there. Just mentioned it. I was listening.
Yeah.
So it's a very good point. If a generation gap issue in the communication model, if child finds you enjoying the work, whatever, either you are eating or playing or whatsoever, that motivates the child to participate. And if he sees and tries to participate, that means he has the talent. The same, what you are doing here is having the same talent in action. So that will be a very vital point to recognize the talents of the children in this way. But Pavel, you think any experience about it? That any child coming to participate and help you and asking that he wants to become a part of this play, and you are doing something. You are exhibiting some talent, and child is coming to be the part of it. That means child has talent in this area. Am I listening right?
If you are putting your effort and energy in some kind of activity, the child will follow easily because you are very enthusiastic in this area. But for me, it doesn't mean that he has the same effort. Maybe he has different. So for me, it's not 100% correlated.
That's one of the variable, strong variable.
Yes, but for me, it's very important skill that we need to transfer for the child is to hear his inner voice, intuition, or something like this. And when I tried to do this, when we met new people, we spoke with them. Then I asked my daughter, "What do you think about this person? What your inner voice saying?" So this is the very important skill to hear your inner voice, to hear, to speak with your body. Is it correct for you or not? The same with the food. If the child test the food, and he can easily understand is it good or bad. Uh, but something if it breaks. So we came to this addiction eating. So this is became a problem when they get addicted to these chemicals like Coca-Cola and junk food. So it's mean they break their ability to hear the inner voice.
It's a very nice topic, Pavel, bringing like bad habits being formed in children. That's a different area. We are going positively. But the point here is coming, recognizing the talent and how to transform them into skills.
Through action.
Like
I
we are
think
going towards that talents, we have many. Sometimes this talent is recognized, sometimes not recognized. We are studying here if parent recognize the talent, what parent did that child started to develop it as a skill and adopt it as a profession. Like you recognize and you say, oh, there is an engineer in him. There is a healer in him. There is a poet in him. You recognize like this. No? So you recognize the talent into your child or any teacher or as a student or a client. You recognize the talent. Oh, he's this person. But talent is a talent until it's supported, harnessed, worked, went through up and down, perseverance, resilience, many qualities needed to transform it into skills, interest, hobby, and material aspect to it. It's giving you money. You are getting remuneration, recognized. Your talent is recognized. How? Just by words, it's okay, but also in real life situation. And my one more question is here, which Pavel was mentioning. You are, Jenny, coming with the esoteric dimension too. Dr. Pavel is also mentioning inner voice, intuition. This we cannot logically point to it. But how you were able, Jenny, to transfer any of these things which you have, like recognizing the inner voice, like child recognizes the inner voice into himself or herself. So how, if you have tried to bring any esoteric things like child recognizing inner voice, seeing aura, or judging things from different dimension, or you can recognize it through different dimensions in the child, from esoteric dimensions.
Well, they saw me meditate.
Mm-hmm.
And then inevitably, I never pushed it on them. Inevitably, they would say, Mom, would you teach me how to meditate?
Mm-hmm.
But I would take him outside when we'd go to the woods a lot because I think nature's very healing. And we'd lay down on the grass and I'd say, look up at the sky, not the sun, but the sky, and just stare. I said, tell me what you see. Because when I look up there and I stare, I see little white specks coming down all the time, which is energy. So we're being bombarded by energy all the time. It's whether we are conscious enough to absorb it. So I'd say, so take that energy and just absorb it. And then about auras, I teach about auras. Some of my children have asked me about that, and I show them how to see them. And I think our DNA has an effect on this too. You know, our generational knowledge comes through and is always there. So I think there's been a lot of this in both sides, the Mihal, the German side and the Irish side, that I've inherited. When I was over in Ireland, we were driving on the bus and they came upon this place that was a circle. And he said, do you see this right here? He said, this is a fairy circle. And he said, they came with bulldozers to make the road. And every time they got to this point, their machines would stop. And so they had to build the road around the fairy circle because their machines couldn't bulldoze through it. So there are vortexes around here too that, I mean, there's just so many interesting things to learn that I talk to my children about. Whether they believe it or not is not important. It's that we plant the seed. And that's what I call it, planting seeds.
And the techniques you provided, the children followed. But you are nice. You are going with the flow, whether they believe it or don't believe it, but you introduce this phenomena to them. Did they ever come to report that this extra dimension you give them help them in some way to develop their talents and skills, or look beyond their area, beyond their logical mind?
Yeah, my daughter Vanessa is an artist, amazing artist. And when she goes to work, I said, claim what you want to do today. Claim it before you go. And so she automatically claims. And I said, if you write it down, it makes it more powerful because when you write something down, it goes into the ethers. So I've taught them skills on manifesting what they need to manifest in a positive way. You know, it's not a need, it's a focus.
Okay, we got it. Now the Dr. Pavel has practical questions, goal settings. That's the most difficult task with children, to set up a goal for them, and they are following the goal. So how this challenge?
Uh, okay, practically, for example, my daughter went this week for the camp for like s- camp for kids. They sleep over in the mountains, and but before she goes, I ask her what is the goal to go to these camps, and we put simple goals. Uh, First is to find new friends. The second is not to lose old friends. and and the third is to find something n- to find new talent in you. So she will do some different things, absolutely different, but the goal is to find new talent. I don't know what will happen at the end of the week, but I mean, goal setting is to speak about goals. It's one of the technology, and mm, because, and then maybe to describe the idea, the goal, the sankalpa, we discussed with Guruji that sankalpa is the seed. You have to create a seed, then you have to plant a seed, then you have to put water, but you don't have to change the seed. I mean, to take out and change something, but also you have to realize what kind of tree will grow from the seed, because for example, there are many women willing to have a husband, but with the with this seed will come family. Family mean kids, family mean housing, cooking, and all other stuff. It's come from the one seed that I want a man. So it's
Great analogy. Great analogy.
yeah. And we discussed also that in every Indian family they have a tulsi tree. Tulsi tree, it's a special tree where they put the intention and water, some ritual.
How you are connecting this?
So goal setting is so for example, kids goes to university or to the college, and what they have to realize what is the goal. The goal is not the diploma. The goal is the skills that will give them ability to get a job they want and to get the money they want. I don't know, happiness they want.
Because parents are worried about the future of the children. And
Mhm.
one of the worries is resources they can earn, develop,
Mhm.
protect themselves or not. This is one of the basic, because parents are first concerned with their health and the future. So it's very much for parents, they recognize talent, so they want the child must develop a skill through that and come into professionalism. And that will help him to protect, to develop resource, to earn money, and support the body or support the mind. This is, I think, one of the basic worries in parents since beginning.
But also the suffering, and to avoid suffering and to get happiness. It's also the goal. The parents willing to see kids have happy life and avoid suffering. So it's another part. For example, Jenny mentioned her son want to help humanity, and it's very good goal. It's very good goal, uh, but also how it will change his life. I don't know. It's
I mean, like, if child is moving towards a direction, and you are setting a purpose in it. Like, in a way, you are teaching a child that behind an action there should be a purpose. That's kind of things, like the way you are coming up, like your child going to Camp Hill. Then you are setting up a kind of a purpose. What is the purpose of going there? What is the purpose of being? So we, in a way, like, child does not spend time purposelessly or doesn't do things erratically, irrationally. So it's a way. Yes, Jenny?
So
Like setting
there's
up
a
the goal, whether we
there,
set up a goal or orient the child, how you handle it, or you just give freedom to the child go and explore. Yes, see.
I feel that, the difficulties in life actually make us stronger and make us grow. And having 6 children, I've been through quite a few of those with the children. And I try to intuit when to step in unless they ask me, because I think they need to be able to figure it out themselves. And if I'm needed, they usually will come to me and I will share what I feel about it. So I know in my life, the difficulties in my life have being ultra sensitive when I was young. The difficulties have strengthened me to the point where I know who I am. And I think that's the whole journey. I agree with being happy, but that happiness comes only by knowing who you are and what you like and what you don't like. I had a very strong mother. She was Irish. And when I first got married, she had to come and show me how to pick out wallpaper. She had to show me what paint to use because I'd been so used to being told what to do. I had a difficulty making a decision. And that wasn't a bad thing. It was just part of my journey on finding out who I was. So
How would
that's
you
kind of
like to, Pavel? She is a permissive parent, giving permission, allowing freedom to flow, and going into that and finding a way, whatever she can do or teach them. And no,
I gotta tell you something real quick. My daughter Vanessa said to me one time, "Mom, you didn't discipline us enough."
yeah, not discipline,
and,
because we are giving a lot of freedom. And
and I said,
Pavel is more into
"Really?"
discipline. I see more discipline there. The proper goal. No, behind an action, there should be proper goal. Yes, Pavel. You are lenient or strict?
oh, no, I'm not totally not strict, because uh, yeah, I believe that um, the teacher, the children is our teachers, as we discussed. So I
Mhm.
try to learn a lot from my daughter. And the second is that um, the uh, the each each person has to create his own destiny. And creating a destiny, it's a difficult process, but it's a process. I mean, you have to observe your life from past to the present and to observe your future and create your own future. So you have to have enough energy, you have to have this kind of observation of life. And you cannot, the parents, okay, they try to create the future of their kids, but uh, better to help them create their own future. It will be
The future
much
is,
more.
anyway, parents helping, not in a particular way, parents helping to develop their characters. You recognize the talent, no, that, oh, my son is an engineer, oh, daughter is, can be like engineering talent there. You can see mechanical there, art manipulation. She find an artist and supporting them. So my question is, we define the talent and we are supporting them into the area to become that. So future is already set. Destiny is already not particular in a material form, but as a being form, as a character, destiny is done. You are creating the destiny in a character form. No? And details the person will live. The goal, the person, the child will set, oh, I will write one poetry today, one article every day. That's the goal setting into the action. Because we are knowing ourselves through what we can do, what we cannot do. Child ego is developing in a way that what I can do and what I cannot do. And a being mode is the esoteric dimension, intuition, inner voice, what I can be, what I cannot be, who I am not. It's a little bit deeper phenomena. But in action mode, we can, I'm also emphasizing that, well, Jenny give a lot of freedom. So she is not defining into action mode, rather taking care of more in the being mode of the children, more of the heart of the children, and more flow of the children, giving them more freedom, letting them be more into the heart space rather than becoming goal oriented in an action mode. And some parents are more in the action mode. Oh, I want 80% marks in this examination, 90% this. So they have a clear cut goal setting up for the children. Expectations. I am expecting that you should perform this much. We are not that kind of parents, but there are many parents who are very strict and very much, they are setting up the goals for the children and forcing the children to complete it.
For me, it's also very important two skills. One is the child should be smart. I mean, in the meaning that world is changing every day, and only a smart person can adopt himself and find a way to resolve the issues coming. And so it's like this quality. And the second is the child should be the giver, not receiver, because if the person have enough energy to give, it's more easy to create a future and to establish connections and to spread happiness. But if the person don't have energy, it's only need to receive something, and it's create a lot of addictions. And to be the giver and to be smart. So this is very important in my understanding.
To me, the universe is energy because it's made up of atoms. So whatever you give bounces back at you. So if you give love, you get love. You give money, money comes back to you. But if you stop giving in any area, the universe will take. It'll break down your appliances. If you don't give, it takes from you. So the whole thing is about balance. Give your time, give your love, give your money, and just find the balance. I think back in the time of Moses, the whole thing that I've actually read is 10%. You're supposed to give 10% of everything. Moses gave 10% of his animals back in his day because he knew the power of 10. So it kind of confirms what you're saying too.
Well, we are setting up goals. I'm listening. We are setting up goals in 2 dimensions. One is very practical, and one is, so we are setting up goals in both the ways, in being mode and doing mode for the children. We want them to be to the place who I am, but is in a different dimension. And also we want to set up their goals in action mode. Being like, this is a being to learn a principle that you must give in order to receive. Or you must balance giving and receiving. This is a giving up, opening an intelligence into the child to, in a way that the child starts to see, oh, life is balance between giving and receiving. This is a teaching. This is a principle teaching. It may develop a lot of talents or bring talents, but this is principle we are teaching them. And Steve, want to say something? Active listener. Yeah. You are muted.
Yep, I was trying to figure out where the button was. No, I was just kind of listening in here. Seems we've got a lot of nurture versus nature argument going on. We have to kind of set a goal to nurture, to use the senses to kind of build the intuition. That way, a child knows what he or she does or doesn't want. Then we have to nurture that by, as you guys would say, the whole tree aspect. We plant a seed, but we never know actually what that tree is going to be. We have to learn what that tree is. We have to learn what that child wants and how to nurture that. It doesn't matter what we want as parents or anything else, because that child's going to grow to be who or what they're supposed to be, not what we want. If that makes any kind of sense, I guess.
No,
But
it's
I
making
think the
sense.
first,
We are just talking about it. Some parents impose their idea on the child and they decide you have to become engineer, you have to become a doctor or advocate or this or that. Because I,
right.
as a parent, know that life is hard and you have better earn money this way or that way. You will be more prestige, more power, more you will contribute to the society. So, and you are coming in a way that rather than imposing any idea of them, better be open, recognize their talent, and help them to grow into this.
Well, in that aspect, yes, but we also have to expose them to different things as well. We can't just let them go off in their own direction, because we can teach them things that they may not want to learn that will help them with their goal and what they want as well. Like might say you teach your kids to fish, but they want to do music, you know. Something in that could teach them something else, you know, tuning into something that is outside of their realm of thinking. If they have different knowledge that they can take to the table where they have love and passion, then they can bring something new. They can build on to what it is they love.
We are going more in a discussion. We have to go through experience. Exactly what you did and exactly what came out. Like what you really did it and it worked or not. We are looking for the solutions of the issues. So anything you did it and you succeeded. Like your idea is coming that, okay, child can also have talent, but some way not expressing it, or we should expose them to new ways to find their talents.
Right.
If you give an uncomfortable, comfortable situation, different situation, then you can easily recognize what talent, what talent is there into the child. For them, you need to expose them to different area. Here we are, if we really did it, like there is an idea, okay, children should be exposed to different situation to recognize talent. If Jenny, you ever did it, that you expose different environment to your children, and then they can recognize their talent, or you can recognize their talent. Is there any experience?
Everyday life is experience for that matter. Yeah, I mean, my son, he loves, music, and I've exposed him to so many different things in life that it's kind of like he was saying about, like, do you expose them to other senses like touch or hearing or listening into yeah, I mean, all that comes into play. I mean, the sounds he hears, what kind of music will help him learn, the things that touch, that he feels vibrations from the universe, how will that affect him? I mean, every little thing that you expose a child to, they'll take in. They're little sponges. Yeah, they'll build
Very
on.
nice, very nice, Steve. It's like exposing them to different so they can find their strengths and weaknesses into them.
Mhm.
We want to develop all the senses, not that only
Yes.
visual, only this. Like for me, auditory is was most weakness. No, like it took time to develop auditory senses, no? But visual was developed since I was born. I
Right.
keep on working. I recognize my weakness by myself. So it took a long time when yes, it starts to make sense. Conscious training of it. So yes, very good idea, Steve, that if we can find out in a way to expose, child finds his strengths and weaknesses, and parents also recognize. We focus on his strength, but also exposing them to different situations where their weaknesses are challenged. Could be.
Right.
So in this
I,
way,
I,
parents can
Mhm.
recognize the talent into the child, and importantly, child also recognizes it.
Yeah.
I also want to mention this. Yesterday, I buy a ticket for the fuck up night. There is a special show, like stand-up show, where the people describing their fuck ups, and it's international
Great.
wise. In many cities it happens. So the person came on stage and described 4 or 5 his fuck ups in life, and everybody is laughing or educating themselves from this kind of situation. This, I think, this we mentioned weaknesses. So to describe with kids the parents' fuck ups and different situations that um, was difficult and was solved somehow, and sometimes it's more important than to describe the okay ordinary good things. So it's the like setting the goals and setting the borders or setting the rules, and so it's a very good type of education to describe the problems.
Set up the rules. And, I mean, creating a boundary, and under this boundary, let your child play.
Mhm.
That's
Yes,
that's
yes, Jenny.
interesting. That's interesting you said that because at one point, because a lot of different scenarios have happened in my life, obviously. My son actually came to me and said that to me. He said, "Do you realize how you fucked up in life, Mom?" And I looked at him, and I was working a full-time job, had 2 little kids, and I said, "Get out of my house." And he looked at me, and I said, "Get out." And he left. And you know what? After that, he was completely respectful to me because I gave him a boundary.
Oh.
Because I was always so nice that, I I allowed things. But when he did that to me that day, I said, get out. And I'll tell you what, it changed him. It really changed him. And
Yeah.
recently he said to me, Mom, he said, I am a good husband and a good man because of you. And that's the greatest thing I've
Greatest
ever heard in
remark,
my life.
greatest
Yeah, it was like, you're making
review
me cry.
for your life as a mom. What else you want? Yes. So setting up the boundaries for the children, let it be the next talk. It makes a lot of sense because it brings fear in parents, fear in children, a lot of ways. No? Setting up the boundaries for the children. That will be topic for the next. I what learned today with Steve also. Yes, exposing children in spite of them, not only recognizing their talents, this and that, but also somehow as a parent, exposing them more different situations to explore them more, and you can also recognize them. And goal settings we did, let's do think of the life, the boundary, like this example you give, set up the boundaries. So where it really helped and where it can hamper the child. Two ways. So let's come out with real experiences of long years of doing something today and seeing the result after 20 years, after 10 years, after 5 years. And that's what a parents is, that they can see the future of child. And that's how the parents guide, because they are seeing, oh, this man, after 20 years, you will have problem with these things. No? After 10 years, you will have problem. And child cannot see. So setting up boundaries in a way that we are eliminating what kind of parents we are. We can be any kinds of parents, strict, lenient, open, permissive. It's a different thing we already discussed. So let's look at this way, setting up boundaries while communicating. In generation gap and the role of boundary setup in communication. Because sometimes we have no boundaries, you become friends, sometimes you have boundaries. So how to create this setup where you are also feel child is safe, you feel safe, and exploration is going on. And according our real experience, this was a very nice remark that your one act with a child that was 1 minute, and that affecting the child their life. It's affecting child lifetime. One action by parents, one communication. So let's see, set up boundaries.
And you mentioned safety, because to set up boundaries for fun, we need to set up boundaries for safety of the child.
Well, every
So-
parents do its own way. We will learn
Yeah.
from Jenny, from you. Each parent is different. So each
Yes.
parent will also set up the boundaries differently.
Okay, thank you.
So see you next. Very much, Steve. If you'd like to say something, or if you want to sum up anyone, we have already done, but we can take 2 minutes. Who will sum up?
Jenny.
Jenny will set up the talent recognition, skill development, and
Goal setting, yes.
goal settings. Yeah.
That's great.
We are listening, Jenny.
What I thought
No,
we
we are
were
listening that you are setting up your lifetime experiences on in 2 lines about goal settings, talent recognition, and skill development in parenting.
right. Yeah, we'll do that. That's for the next show, right?
No, next show we are going for boundary setup. Setting up the boundaries where all this skill can evolve. Look, I'm summing up, like each parent is different and dealing with the child different.
Yes.
Each parent, we say, categorically wants the child to something else, or want the child to relax and comply with the situation and live a happy life, or take the challenge and make the changes in the world. Two ways we can set up the child: as a ruler or to be ruled. That parents has to decide.
Yeah.
That you are going to rule the world or you are going to be ruled by and accept how to be. Like you want to become a president or you want to become a normal law-abiding citizen. You want to go into the change it, rule the world, or you want to be a law-abiding citizen. That's the very parenting comes to the classical categorization, which I observe. No, right. After this classical categorization, we come to the for them goal settings, and each parent will do the goal setting differently in the teaching. So goal setting, talent recognitions, and skill development.
What's interesting, having that many children, it was such a treadmill, feeding them, running into their things. Luckily, I was blessed with intuition because I could shift into what I needed at the time, because I couldn't really sit down and focus a lot on things because I was so busy. So I think intuition plays a part. So that might be a good show to talk about. How do we increase our intuition?
Okay. You are setting up boundary intuitively, but all parents are not. Many parents doesn't have intuitions or these esoteric dimensions. They don't believe. They are very logical and going in the life, if and then, if you do this, then you do this. But we will like to learn from you, from esoteric dimensions, intuition. Intuitive way.
Good show.
So see you next Wednesday, same time, and see on the point of boundary set in communications.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Namaste.
You are welcome. It was nice.
It was nice meeting you guys as well.
Yeah.
Hi,
But
Steve.
yeah, definitely. Hello. We'll try and get on next week. I'm at work right now, actually, so I kind of had to